So Bitcoin exchange Hitbtc freezes customer accounts ahead of proof of keys events. This is right now on CCN. It's kind of crazy. Hitbtc is they're interesting. By the way, if you don't know proof of keys events, this event that's taking place right now. It's going to be starting here in a few hours on January 3rd. And the idea is you pull all of your Bitcoin to your own private keys, which means if you have your own wallet that you're in control of, and I'm oversimplifying this a little bit, but if you have your own wallet that you're in control of, then you have, in most cases, control of your own private keys. If you have a Trezor or Nano, then chances are you have control of your own private keys. Although that's not what he recommends on here, by the way. He recommends all of these options to be able to store your Bitcoin. So, and I love the concept of proof of keys. I see some people pushing back on it. I don't understand it. I think it's a phenomenal concept. The whole point in Bitcoin is to be able to control your Bitcoin, and that it's, you know, it's confiscation resistant, put it that way. And if you think that you have your Bitcoin in an exchange and they're not holding it on the exchange, then they're practicing some form of reserve lending or reserve investing, or you know, they're treating it just like your local bank. You may not know this about your local bank, but if all the depositors, for example, at Chase Bank were to all go get their money today at every Chase Bank around the country, Chase Bank would not have your money. You may not know that. That may be news to you. If that's news to you, you need to do some research, because in America, we operate under something called fractional reserve banking, which means that the government, believe it or not, does not require them to have every dollar. The government only requires them to have a certain percentage of the dollars there. The idea behind proof of keys is that we don't like a fractional reserve banking situation, because it allows the government to print money and it allows less accountability to the money, so to speak. So proof of keys is this exercise about the crypto community. As the last bull market last year took shape, a lot of people had Bitcoin on exchanges. Exchanges is the closest thing, I think, in the cryptocurrency space right now of a bank. And so a lot of people are buying and selling crypto, they're investing in crypto, they're day trading crypto, whatever. They have a lot of cryptocurrency on an exchange. Now, back when Mt. Gox went down years ago, I mean, that was a mega bear market at that point in time. And a lot of people lost a lot of money, or in the form of Bitcoin. Today, the idea behind proof of keys is to help prevent that from happening. If the exchanges know that every January 3rd, all of our customers are going to, or 80% or 90% or 60% of our customers are going to pull all their Bitcoin to their own private keys, and it only takes a few minutes to do it, even a few seconds in some cases. But if they know that, then they're going to be more honest, in theory, with the money, with the Bitcoin. And I think that's a phenomenal idea. I think when I see people complaining about this, I think, people are saying this is bad because, for example, it could cause the price of Bitcoin to fluctuate, or I don't know about that, or, you know, it could cause exchanges to go bankrupt. Well, clearly Hitbtc, which has been accused before of doing a bunch of shady stuff. Reddit, people have talked about it. You can come down here and read this website. Again, it's on CCN. John McAfee's talked about it for a long McAfee, however you say it. He's talked about it for a long time. The crypto exchanges have become the thing that we have originally fought against. Their power is immense. Hitbtc, for example, has increased suffering for millions of poor people who cannot afford the minimum buy-in, since it is greater than their monthly income. Boycott them. The other issue with Hitbtc is there's a lot of people saying, right here, over the months from day trading, I have built back my balance up to a couple BTC, complained PEDXS. With the proof of keys date approaching, I felt that Hitbtc is a prime suspect for being insolvent. So I tried withdrawing my BTC. Guess what? They blocked the withdrawal and froze my account. So why would they block the withdrawal? Because they don't have it to pay out. Anytime, listen to me carefully, anytime that you are investing your money somewhere and they tell you that you can't get it all out, especially if you didn't know that was a requirement when you were putting the money in, there's a great shot that you are participating in some sort of a scam. At the very least, they're not advertising clearly. There's clearly some sort of misadvertising going on. You should always be able to pull out your cryptocurrency at any given time. Period. End of story. So my guess is Hitbtc doesn't have the money to pay everybody out. They're hoping that if they can freeze the accounts afterwards, then once it's over with, not everybody or a lot less people will attempt to withdraw their accounts. I think that, and I think this whole Hitbtc would not even have gotten to this point probably if last year proof of keys was taking place. I think this is phenomenal. It's important that you understand decentralization, proof of Bitcoin ownership, holding on to your private keys, keeping your private keys safe. I think something like this is necessary in the cryptocurrency space because when there's a bull market, everybody rushes in. People are rushing into Bitcoin, not even fully understanding why Bitcoin exists in the first place. They don't understand fractional reserve banking, fractional reserve lending. They don't understand the Federal Reserve. They don't understand any of that stuff. They don't even understand why a decentralized public blockchain is important. And then they start investing in things like Ripple. Yep, I said it. And I also want to talk about this. Ivan on Tech, this was his video, I think it was yesterday or this morning or whatever. Ivan on Tech, by the way, phenomenal channel if you want to understand the technology of Ethereum smart contracts, Ethereum blockchain, and blockchain in general. A phenomenal channel. Probably the best channel from a blockchain programming type standpoint. He doesn't just talk about programming, he talks about a lot of crypto news. But on his channel, I mean, he said it was probably a good thing, but he kind of kept talking out of two sides of his mouth a little bit. Meaning he was like, this is a good thing, but it might bankrupt the exchanges and this is going to be a problem because people are going to get hurt. Listen, people will get hurt. The people whose accounts are frozen with Hitbtc, there's no guarantee their accounts are going to be unfrozen because Hitbtc is hoping by on the 4th they can unfreeze accounts and everything will be fine. But there's a good shot that some people are going to make a run on Hitbtc. In other words, like a run on the bank. A run on the bank is when everybody rushes to make a withdrawal. It's what happened in the Great Depression. It's why you see banking lines in Venezuela, because there's no money in the accounts for people to withdraw it. So they're waiting in line for the banks to hopefully get more money. And so Hitbtc is basically going to have a run on accounts possibly tomorrow. Possibly on the 4th. They're hoping that doesn't happen. That's what they're hoping. They're hoping it cools off and people, are like, well, the second is gone. We'll just leave our money in there for now, whatever. That's what they're hoping happens. They're hoping to sustain the platform. Anytime you hear the word sustainability, that is a problem. Anytime someone says they need to sustain the exchange or they need to keep it sustainable, that means we need to keep it funded. We don't have enough money to fund it. That is a problem. So I think this whole thing is incredible. And here's where I would disagree with Ivan on Tech a little bit. Yes, it's bad. If you're the last person standing with your money in an exchange and the exchange is going to go insolvent, you are simply going to lose your money and there's little to no recourse because of it. It is unfortunate, but that is what's going to happen. But it is far better that this happens now. The only other option is that we don't do proof of keys. It's far more important that we start doing this as early as possible in the cryptocurrency space. So I highly encourage you to pull all of your Bitcoin off of an exchange. In fact, pull all of it off, all your crypto off of an exchange if you can. Now, some of you take certain types of wallets for certain types of crypto, so that might not be super easy for some of you. But I think this is phenomenal, and if an exchange goes bankrupt, so be it. And I can only say this, listen, it's not I've already got my Bitcoin secured. And I would recommend that if you haven't done it, that you do it as soon as you see this video. I would not wait until, midday tomorrow to start trying to figure this out if you haven't taken action already. But if there's going to be problems, if people are going to lose in the crypto space because an exchange goes bankrupt, let it happen right now. Don't let it wait. Let it go ahead and happen. Let's go ahead and do our best to make the cryptocurrency marketplace or cryptocurrency arena as honest as possible. And I think the only way to do that is to be able to is self-responsibility, taking care of your own personal Bitcoins, being accountable, at least for just one day. All of us do it simultaneously. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully Hitbtc is solvent. Hopefully they unfreeze accounts. Who knows, but it doesn't look good. And here's the thing. Here's what's probably happening too. There's some other exchange out there, and I don't want to say names because I don't know of any exchanges that are necessarily doing anything wrong. But I will bet you with all the exchanges out there, there's some other exchange out there, and they're just hoping. They're not saying anything. They're being quiet. And they're just secretly hoping not too many people withdraw, because if too many people withdraw their BTC, they're going to have a problem. And that sort of thing doesn't need to be happening in this space. So I recommend that you move your BTC. I recommend that if you listen to Ivan on Tech, you understand that he's like, you have to understand that We don't live in a world of lollipops and roses. And I'm not saying that he was saying that. He just kept saying, the only downside is, and I'm thinking, so what? Good. If they're going to go bankrupt, let them go bankrupt now, before this market gets bigger, before crypto gets, 10 times bigger. I think Bitcoin's going to $1 million per Bitcoin. I've even got a video on my channel that says that. If you haven't watched that video, you should go ahead and do it. I'll put a card above. But this thing, we need to do our best to keep crypto as honest as possible, if that makes sense, at least to prevent centralization. Because one thing that Ivan says correctly, he says, in a decentralized world, there's always centralized forces. And the name of the game is to prevent our currency, your finances, from being overly centralized. Thank you so much for watching. Put a comment down below. Are you participating with Proof of Keys? Let me know. If you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I've got some great content coming up and you're not going to want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. And thank you for being a part of this crypto revolution. I think I should change my channel to Crypto Revolution. Thank you for watching. This is a phenomenal place and it's phenomenal times that we get to be a part of.